Boiling ground in Pozzuoli. Fire-breathing cracks, scientists panic as Campi Flegrei enters critical phase. Early morning in Pozzuoli turned into a nightmare at 2:17 a.m. local time. Without warning, the ground shook violently, not a brief jolt, but a deep thrust that felt like a pull from beneath the city. The asphalt of the main road split, opening large cracks that spewed hot steam and toxic gases. A heavy rumbling sound emanated from the earth. Emergency sirens blared, the power went out, and darkness engulfed the Campania coast. Residents ran out of their homes in the clothes they had on. Children cried, parents screamed for their estranged family members. The air felt hot and pungent, the smell of sulfur suffocating. A thin layer of ash began to fall, clinging to skin and hair. "The ground is moving, like it's alive," a man said in a trembling voice as he pulled his family away from the widening cracks. In the city center, buildings showed their first scars. Cracks crept up apartment walls, window panes shattered. In some spots, the extreme heat caused paint to peel and walls to melt. Streetlights went out one by one. The normally bustling city was reduced to a dark shadow, illuminated by strange flashes of light from behind the thickening ash cloud. The port of Pozzuoli shook violently. The dock shifted a few centimeters. Ships collided with each other as the sea churned unnaturally. White steam rose from the water's surface, indicating heat rising directly from the Earth's core. The sky darkened rapidly, obscuring the moon and stars, as if the night had been compressed into one giant blanket of ash. Panic turned to mass chaos as the evacuation began. The streets were filled with people running aimlessly. Ambulances and emergency vehicles were trapped between the cracks and the crowd. A mother clung to her child, her face covered in dust. "We thought it was just an earthquake," she cried. Then the ground opened up, and the heat was like fire. At the Campi Flegrei Volcanological Monitoring Center, alarms sounded almost simultaneously. The seismographs surged to levels never before recorded. Scientists looked at each other. Years of fear had now become reality. Magma pressure has reached a critical point, an expert declared in an emergency broadcast. This is no small eruption. This is the largest eruption of Campi Flegrei. The Italian government immediately declared a national emergency. Civil protection authorities warned that Campi Flegrei lies directly beneath Naples and the surrounding area, one of the most densely populated areas in Europe. "The risk is enormous," an official said. "We are facing the threat of a large-scale disaster, with impacts that could extend beyond southern Italy." The ash column grew taller, engulfing the sky and reducing visibility to almost zero. Ash rained down thicker, covering cars, rooftops, and the bodies of evacuees. Loud booms rang out from underground, signaling further explosions. The heat intensified, making many areas unsafe to live in. Emotional testimonies continued to pour in. "We were born here. We knew the risks," said one elderly resident with tears in his eyes. "But we never imagined the ground we were standing on would open its own mouth." At the emergency post, doctors worked around the clock to treat burns, shortness of breath, and profound trauma. As night fell again in southern Italy, the sky remained dark with ash and a faint red glow from within the earth. Campi Flegrei, the long-dormant supervolcano, had awakened. The world is now watching with bated breath, wondering, will this region be able to survive what has begun tonight? Or is this the beginning of a much larger series of volcanic disasters?